Hello and welcome back. We are here with another episode of the PJ&C Podcast. And as anybody that is in the group knows, what we've been doing is on a Tuesday, we send out new podcast episodes, but the very next day is our spotlights. And what we do in our spotlights is we show off one member of the PJ&C group, because then the following week, that Tuesday, is a podcast episode so you can get to know that person. So last week you got to see Georgia's spotlight, and we were so happy with the response and how many people reached out. I was personally blown away by how many people were like, George is my person too. So I love that. So we're really excited to do this podcast interview with Jorjia just because of our history with her, but also how much we know that she not only brings to a specific group, but any room that she walks into is going to be changed because of how much light and love she brings to the room. So, Jorjia, thank you for joining Lee and I today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And we're so excited because we know a little bit more about your business and where you're going with it. But I think there's so many businesses that really need to talk to you just from a personal aspect and also from a professional aspect. So we're going to kind of go down the road of personal first, but feel free to talk about your business and explain when people would need you, how they would work with you, and what would be the benefits to working with you as well as we talk.
Awesome.
Perfect. So welcome. And Lee, if you want to kick us off and start asking some questions, you're more than welcome to.
Well, I just want to be able to have her share some of your background, like how long have you been an entrepreneur, some of the endeavors you've been involved in. And even if you want to also put in, include the company that you are working on now. But I want to start there before we get into the real nitty gritty of stuff.
Okay, perfect. So I don't really know if there's a specific point that I kind of got involved with entrepreneurialism. I've kind of always not really felt like I fit the mold of, working for a company and, climbing the corporate ladder and working there for 40 years and retiring. I have definitely tried employment a lot, but it's never been anything that I've really fell in love with. And even if I did like the position, a lot of times I would end up getting to know more about the company's values and not really them being in alignment with who I am. And so I would end up leaving. But my parents have always been, my mom especially, has always been into something, whether it was multi-level marketing or babysitting or linking up with certain nursing homes and doing deliveries for them, or just like coming up with some way to make money and help people that wasn't a specific job. So I've kind of always been interested in that. I've done different things, newspaper delivery, multi-level marketing, selling Cuban coffee at jobs to make a little extra money. I'd stop and get Cuban coffee and then sell it like a little coffee dealer. Yeah, lots of different things. Got into digital marketing 2 years ago, I think. Wow, 2 years ago. Okay, so got into digital marketing like 2 years ago, which was my first, I think, official really feeling like, okay, this is an actual business. This is an actual company that I'm starting. I got my LLC, did everything the right way, and really jumped into learning how to do that, and was surprised at how much it made me really look at myself as well, and get to know myself even more, which was really cool. Mm-hmm. Now, I've actually linked up with a fellow entrepreneur who's really great with IT and AI. And so we've started a AI and automation company for small and medium-sized businesses.
Very cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that information. I know I've seen some posts about your new company, so definitely wish you all the luck and success in that. And one question I have is, as you were kind of trying to find where you fit in as far as corporate world or being an entrepreneur, or, work as period, becoming an entrepreneur, and as the different things that you did, was there ever a point where you kind of felt like, I don't know if I can actually do this. This is scary. I think maybe I should do something else. Was there, they call it the imposter syndrome officially, but, was there any point where you kind of had to, talk yourself into continuing to keep on going?
Absolutely. There's been a lot of that moments. I feel like I often live in a state of fear, especially seeing like where things could go. I know when I was first involved with multi-level marketing, it was like a personal development business. And it was I was in active addiction at the time. And it was like my proof that not everybody used drugs and alcohol. So that's kind of what kept me clinging to that. But having the idea of being able to, I think the biggest fear is not so much if I could do it, it was more like, what would life look like if I did?
Yes.
And that unknown. And I still deal with that sometimes. Like, how is life going to look 5 years from now if I continue down this path and everything works? That's scary.
Right.
So it definitely brings into question like a lot of, am I worthy of this? Like, do I deserve this? What happens if I have a whole bunch of money in my account tomorrow? Like, how do I behave at that point? That I've had to work through. So it's called a lot of that to the forefront for me to face and engage with and, change my beliefs around.
Yeah, I completely understand that, because sometimes I think about it and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? I mean, it's exciting, but at the same time, it's something different. It's something new. It's something that you're going to have to get used to. So it's just like not knowing it kind of brings up some, I don't want to say concerns, a little bit of fear. So now, are there any systems or procedures or anything like habits or something like that you have put in place to keep you from derailing or, quitting or, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm really big on tracking. So like tracking my habits, journaling. I journal pretty much every day. I like to keep track of like, where's my brain at? What am I thinking about? I've learned through Amanda Francis, who talks a lot about like money mentality, she explains it. I'm sure I've heard it other places, but she had explained it where I really understood it, like figuring out what is this belief. So like, I'm feeling fear. Well, what's the belief? What am I thinking about right now that's making me feel that way? And then writing that down and then asking yourself, is that ultimately true? Is it ultimately true that if I get a bunch of money tomorrow that I'm going to lose it a week from now? No, that's not ultimately true.
Right.
So what feels better? What's a thought, even if it's not the opposite thought, what's a thought that I can get myself behind that would feel better? And like just journaling it out. So I'm really big into journaling. That's helped a lot with keeping myself from derailing and kind of getting back on course when I'm noticing that I'm kind of veering off. I also have a select group of people that I allow to speak into my life. They're allowed to call me out and I listen to them and take what they say into consideration. I do my best not to be defensive when they call me out, but we've worked on that. And that's been really big for me because for them to be able to call me out, I have to also be vulnerable with them and let them know who I want to be, where I want to go, so that they know whether I'm getting off track or not.
Right.
So I would say those are the two of the biggest things.
I'm going to add a third. Oh, I apologize. I was going to say I know a third, and she's not being completely honest. She also took this year to learn who she was.
Oh yeah, I've done that too.
And I'm sorry, I have to call Jorjia out on this because this was a huge momentous moment for her this year. Was to actually take a step back and say, who am I? How do I work? And why do I do what I do? And when she did that, it was like a totally different person emerged.
Yeah.
So I've got
it definitely has been. Because before that, I was so scared of making a mistake or going the wrong way or like whatever. And now I've adopted this idea of just letting it be messy. You know what I mean? I'm going to be okay regardless.
Yes.
And as long as I'm not actively hurting anyone else or myself, I can make mistakes. I'm allowed. I don't have to be perfect. Life is so much more fun when you're not perfect. So it'll all work out how it's supposed to.
I really appreciated what you had said about having like a small group of people that keep you accountable.
Yeah.
I know I've spoken on this. I know Missy has as well. But how important it is to have 1, 2, however many people you need, but at least 1 or 2 people who will be honest with you, who you can share your deepest, darkest, who you can share your goals, your end game, and they be able to keep track of you and be able to keep you accountable. And again, you're right. When you have people like that, or someone who you want to be behind you like that, you have to be open and available for that critique. It's not always going to be good. It may never be good, but that's why you have them and you appreciate that. So I think that's very important. That is an important system to have in place. I really believe
Absolutely.
that. Now, with that, and I'm glad you have all that in place so that you stay on course. So for your business, who's your ideal client? Who are you looking to be your client? What type of person?
So right now we are just looking for small and medium-sized business owners, and basically people who are getting bogged down with day-to-day like technical tasks, pretty much anything you have to do on the computer that is time consuming, or that you have to do repetitively, whether it's checking your emails or organizing them, or anything like that where it is something you're having to do constantly. We can automate that. And even if it's something that needs to be checked and reviewed, like if somebody sends you a bill, right? A vendor sends you a bill, and you don't just want to automate that bill gets paid automatically because you need to review the bill, right? So there needs to be checks and balances. So what we do is go in and work with the business owners to review their processes and redo them so that we can then automate them and implement checks and balances as need be. We haven't really niched down. We're kind of committed to adopting this kind of different method for niching down that we are implementing. So I'll be able to talk about that more when it works. But we do have the fallback to the traditional niching down if it doesn't. But I have a good feeling about it.
Good.
I think that's very important, Jorjia, and you and I have spoke about this many times, that niching down in an industry isn't the only way to niche down.
Yes.
It's also having the best offer and being able to fix the stress of any business is a niche as well. And I think a lot of people are forgetting that when they start a business, especially in the digital space. It's easy to think, oh, I'm a digital company, I need to work with chiropractors, or I need to work with plumbers, versus let's work on our offer. And I know that's something that's been very important to you over, especially the last year and a half, that you want to have the best offer and the best customer response and clientele, the long-term lifetime aspect of having a clientele. So I commend you on that. I'm so proud of you about that, because I honestly think that's the better way to do business.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So very, very glad you that.
The thing is with AI is it learns from us, right? So kind of one way that I've really gotten behind this idea is I want to work with quality humans that have quality products and like want to treat people well, because I feel like if we can equip them, everybody else is getting equipped with AI, right? All the big boys have AI. But if we can equip some of these people that are really quality humans that want to do good in the world, and we can equip them with AI and they can begin teaching AI, the world is going to be a better place for it, And a lot of people are scared of AI right now.
Well, they can't wrap their head around it too. Even, with us being within the industry, there's so many different ways to apply it. It's almost like it's outside the boundaries of, I've never thought of that before. Right. You just brought up a perfect example, and I saw the smirk on Lee's face for a reason, that my email inbox. I cannot handle it. Okay. I cannot. I don't know why. Okay. Like, I can organize a pantry and a closet like you would not believe. I will actually brag and tell you I'm probably one of the best, Lee, right, at organizing. Like, label maker kind of quality level organization.
I love that. Good for you.
Everything has by sleeve length and pant length and weight of fabric. That's how I do my closet.
Nice.
I apologize. But because of that, I'm great at that stuff. But for some reason, you put me in my dang inbox, and I'm like, I can't. I don't know why. It's just like my brain shuts off and it's like, no. So Lee's been tasked with that, and I have a feeling we're having a conversation.
That's where I still go.
Yeah, that's
funny because I'm completely opposite.
She is, and that's exactly. So I hand things like that off to her because I'm like, I can't. That's not good for me. So Lee, you can talk to Jorjia, please, about this in the very near future. And I do encourage all solo entrepreneurs when you're starting out to get those systems in place from day one. And Jorjia, again, is a great resource for small businesses to get together a plan and be like, okay, these are the common mistakes. These are the things we can fix for you from day one. So I just want to say that it was like, wait, what? I can talk to Jorjia about this. So I apologize. Selfishness. Jorjia can fix my inbox. So yes, sorry. Okay, continue. Sorry. Just want to tell you that.
The same thing popped in my head when she said that.
I know. Because Lee's like, he literally opened it one time and she's like, oh, you weren't kidding. And I tried so hard. Like, I don't have anything extra in there. Like, I don't sign up for things with that email address. Like, I'm super careful. And I'm like, man, it's a mess. And I have this very big fear of losing emails that I'm supposed to respond to. I don't like that pressure, feeling like I missed something. And it's like 3 weeks later. And I'm also then the one that I'm like, hey, I haven't gotten your email. And they're like, you got it 3 weeks ago. I'm like, yeah, that's the worst. That is the worst. So we will have to continue that conversation. But again, this is a great example for anybody that is watching this. If they're starting out, one of the easiest ways to use automation. You just nailed it. Your email inbox. Great way to start out using automation.
Yeah.
To cut down on time, to cut down on your wasted efforts. Start sifting through, personally, that one, and looking for one email, and remembering which email address did it come from. So,
yeah,
I apologize. My allergies are acting up today. Lee and I both, even though she's in Chicago and I'm in Dallas right now, have both sneezing our heads off today. And for me, it's got to be allergies because it's like a random sneezing attack and that's gone. So I apologize. Anybody watching this, that if I'm coughing or sneezing, I'm not sick. It's just like literally, it's almost 60 degrees here today. So it went down and it was going to snow, like the random threat of Dallas snow, which never really happens. But then it went back up to 60. So I think that's what rebounded the coughing. So I apologize.
Nice.
So
yeah, it's snowing out this way. Just a little bit.
No, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, believe me, I was not happy, but then I was like, be happy has not snowed before now. Because we got almost through December without any snow.
That is
nice.
True.
I try to be grateful for what we do have. I don't mind the temperatures because you can dress for that. But when I start to see snow, it's depressing. Anyway. And I had to add this that my cousin was in town over Christmas weekend. Actually, I think he's still in town. He's not leaving until next week or something. But he, being from California, I don't even think he's ever not been in California, but he doesn't see snow. So he was actually coming out here looking forward to seeing snow. I was like, yeah, no. I was like, and we were on our way to my mom's house. So I was like, I'll see if mom has some ice or something, and I'll just kind of like shave it for you, so you can see some snow, because that's about as much snow as I want to see.
George is like, I don't get it. Sorry, I'm not in this conversation.
I mean, I've lived in the snow before, but I'm good. Down here, when like Celebration, which is a part of Disney, they have the Christmas parties, and we have bubble machines that pretend to be snow. So it blows bubbles out. That's our snow. I like that snow.
I could handle it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could get on board with bubble snow. I like that idea.
It's great.
Perfect. I think that's going to become a new standard. Yes, bubble snow.
Yeah.
I knew it. And then we're done with it.
Easy cleanup. You're good.
Yep.
I love it.
For
Don't
sure.
have to defrost the car. Nothing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I did tell my boyfriend the other day that I'm like, okay, I cannot live ever again, and this is such a first world problem. So I apologize from an offset of saying this, but I'm like, can we just make sure we never have a car again without remote start? And he looks at me, he's like, you live in Texas. I said, but even in summer, then you can start it as you're walking across.
Yes, get the AC going.
So it's a reverse problem here. And Jorjia, you understand when it's so hot out, like to be able to get in your car and not burn your butt. It's
yeah.
Yes.
That was my reason. So I agree. So
high class problems today.
Yeah, exactly. White, first world problems, right? White collar problems, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Definitely. So Jorjia, if somebody is starting out a business and you were to say this is the point to come and talk to you, what message are you trying to portray to them? Like, we are your ideal partner for this part of your business, or we can fix this for you. Like, so other entrepreneurs that are new, starting out, figuring out their plan in this group, what would they take away from you? Like, oh my goodness, I just hit this point. I'm stressed about this. I need to get in contact with Jorjia.
Well, I would say, even though it's one thing that I ignored with other businesses, I would like to drive the point home to document everything. Document your processes, even when it's just you, how you notate things in your CRM, the proper way to send an email, how you like to put contacts into your CRM. Like, it's annoying and you're like, I don't really need to do this. It's just me right now. But it really is important, because that is how you automate things, is by the process. You need to know the step-by-step process that you do these things. So even though it's annoying, do it. And, we are working with businesses that have, higher revenue than someone who's just starting out. Of course, we're more than happy to help with, questions on automation or documentation and things like that. But to be our ideal partner, we're definitely shooting for like $1 million a year at least in revenue for the company. And at that point, we can really come in and help make a difference. Our goal is to help 10x the company, without getting rid of their current employees. The idea is to amplify their current employees, right? Because if one employee with automation can do the work of 10 employees, then they can keep their job, but be more productive and actually enjoy themselves more. Because nobody, I don't think, really inside of humans that we really like being mundane and status quo and only getting done what we can get done in a day, So it would help with the employees' morale as well, if they can get more done and do less of the tasks that they hate doing anyways.
Well, and you bring up a very good point, and all I'll add to that is we talk about this inside of the program we have, helping people build their business from the ground up, that automation for us and what we talk about with our students is that it cuts down on human error. Yeah. Number one reason why I always recommend somebody learning about it, embracing it, and really utilizing it is time savings and human error are my two biggest reasons why I always push that you need some. Even if your entire business is not automated, which, let's be honest, you can always add more. We can all use more.
Absolutely.
But if you don't even have basics that are available right now today, not it will be available when technology comes. No, they're available. Like things with lead gen, things with responding to leads, things like email automation, things of those that are the, like you said, mundane tasks, but they're repetitive tasks as well. I would add human error is one of the biggest problems when it comes to, okay, you hire somebody, you have to train them. Training gets watered down when you have a couple generations of employees come through. And then what are you left with? Human error will happen because the training was not complete. Plain and simple. So let's alleviate that from the beginning. So automation, to me, fixes so many stresses that we have as business owners. You can do so much with it. And again, like I just stated, it's not future. It is right now. It's just how you apply it. How do you use it in building that map to fill in the pieces? So I think you are doing a great job. And I think the direction you went with in your business is incredibly insightful, because of how much more is going to be coming out within automation in the next year or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I commend you for that. I think it was a great way for you to really evolve your business.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was really cool the way that it happened. Like, I didn't really have that much of a part in it. I was just, doing work on myself, and it came in my lap.
Yep.
There we go.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Perfect. So what is, if you reflect on your path as an entrepreneur, and I know you said 2 years since you went back to school and really launched into the digital space, but you can go back even further than that if you'd want for this answer, about what is the thing that the thing that you say defines you and that has made you who you are right now, and it's what carries you forward into your entrepreneurial path every day. What's that accomplishment?
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily entrepreneurial, but getting sober, I think, is the hardest thing that I've ever done, the most terrifying thing that I've ever done. And I think that is pretty much what I call on when I'm freaking out about something or not sure if I can do something or anything like that. Is like, really, like, I don't know if I can do anything that's harder than that. Like, any of this stuff is totally doable. That was life or death. That was completely changing everything about me and where I live and who I am and, how I cope with life. And I made it, and I'm here, and I'm still okay. And so I can pretty much do anything.
So proud of that answer.
Thanks.
I really am. And honestly, I will say this because, again, I know if you come on a future live, we'll probably talk about this again. But one thing I'm most proud of is even the person I met more than a year ago now, and have been so blessed to get to know, has grown and evolved into this Jorjia. I can see a clear, huge difference in your peace. And I mean, I told her the other day we were talking that I'm like, you look younger and like you look more content. Like, it's just so amazing to see, because every step of the way, Jorjia will take accountability for herself. She is literally one of the world's best I've ever met at taking accountability for herself and her own words, actions, emotions, all of it. And so you are an example when it comes to that. And you're living proof is my point. And your path has been living proof as well. So I'm saying her company is not done evolving. I've been telling her this. There's a lot. Yes. But this is such a crucial tool that you have created for businesses that I do believe every business should have an automation team as a part of their list. Years ago in corporate America, you always had your IT guy. Now that has been replaced by, you need to have your automation team. You have to have a software person. Like, there should be a list of things that you have in place to make a functioning company. And it's not your outdated list. An automation team should absolutely be one of the first steps in building that team.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. So, Lee, did you have any more questions for her? Did you want to ask her about the last one? Because this is the one Lee and I always fight over. We both love asking this last question. So we're going to have to, you want to rough, paper, scissors? I'll be nice. You go for it. It's the last day of the year. So.
I was going to talk over you anyway. So my question, which will be our last question, is what do you see? What's your big dream? What do you see your future like?
So I have a dream of having a therapeutic horse ranch that deals with, so I'd like to do kind of multiple different things. I would definitely, of course, like to help people in recovery, but I don't want it to be like a treatment center. I definitely want to have like retreats for businesses and entrepreneurs, and also help with like mental health, PTSD, veterans, trauma survivors, that kind of thing, and kids with disabilities, or even adults with a disability, anybody. But horses are amazing therapeutic tools, or partners along the journey of healing through all of those things. They actually excrete a hormone that helps with depression. So out of their pores, yeah. And so they can be amazing with helping reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your body, your emotions, learning more about responsibility, connecting with, another being. So I definitely want to have something that has that. And I want to be present, and I want to leave a legacy of, it sounds kind of stupid. I just want to leave a legacy of like love and light and people.
Wait a minute, why is that stupid? Hold on. No.
That's what we need in this world.
It's like mushy. It feels sounds like a little cop out, but I just want people to feel seen, and loved and cared for. And I just want to leave the world a better place. That's the big dream.
How is that silly?
Yeah, that's not silly.
Well, it sounds mushy.
Okay. Go.
That sounds beautiful. That's what we need.
You know what? This world needs way more mushy brought back. Okay, so
all right, I'll be mushy.
Okay, thank you. Like again, you're safe in this crowd. You've known us long enough, and you know us well enough that we'll probably sit there and cry right with you, because Lee cries anytime I cry. This has been established for years. Like if I cry, Lee's gone. Yeah. So you can join. It's okay. We'll just all be those old ladies sitting in the lawn chairs together, bawling, watching a Hallmark movie. It's okay.
That's interesting though. Thank you for calling me out on that, because you're absolutely right. How interesting that I would be like, oh, no, I'm safe here. I can be me. Yeah. Thank you.
Always. But, and again, not to drive the point too much, but it is true. That's why we created PJ&C, was because we were tired of networking being bros club, and we were tired of the frat boy crowd. And not that there's anything wrong with it, but you know what? Girls need their corner too. And that's what this is. It's the corner for us to celebrate, be kind, be gentle, and also to not be at all catty or competitive. Like we don't have that between us in our collective group. And I want to, that olive branch to everybody else that joins PJ&C. I want them to see there's a better way.
Yeah.
They can step into a network.
You're changing the standard.
Yeah, they don't have to go out and search. It's right here. PJ&C is safe. PJ&C is inclusive of emotions and feelings. And also at the same time, though, too, Lee is great at the good cop. I'm really great for the suck it up cop conversation, too. So, we're good at those things, too. And then Jorjia comes in with the la, 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 we love you. We love it. We absolutely love it. Like it's a perfect boundary.
Well, after you're done with us, they'll come running to Jorjia.
Yeah, I'll be like, please, better. They terrify.
Okay.
Exactly.
Marisa and Lee
make them feel safe again.
They made it sound like a drill sergeant. Please make it better.
Exactly.
Well, Jorjia, thank you so much for talking to us today.
This was awesome.
We would honestly, the one thing that we've been asking everybody on the podcast is when you launch new projects, schedule to come back on the podcast so you can talk about it. The other thing is we like everyone to set a 1-year reminder to come back on as well.
Nice.
So we want to do this every year with you. And again, too, we're getting more and more guests on here and more people involved in the PJ&C group. But we want it to be that if anybody can invite their friends to join, female entrepreneurs, invite them, bring them into the group, get them onto the podcast, get them involved, because this helps their business grow. So we want you to be able to align with the right people within the group. And then we want you to be able to help other people align with the right people. So we'll just keep paying it forward.
I love it.
Yes. Well, thank you. Oh, one thing we also asked too is what I know on your spotlight last week, Lee listed out your social media. Mm-hmm. Would you prefer people to get in touch with you through LinkedIn or email? What is your preferred? That's one thing I like to always ask.
LinkedIn is probably the best.
Okay.
Or Facebook Messenger. I'm on both of those fairly frequently.
Perfect.
We're working on getting my social media automated right now. But then you can reach out wherever you'd like, and you'll always get a response on time.
Perfect. Proof that automation does work.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Can't wait to have you back again. You are more than welcome to join us on a Friday Live. On our Friday Lives, we generally talk about a topic. So what we'll do is make it a little bit more general. Like last week, we had talked to somebody that is another female mom entrepreneur. So I talked to her about what it's like to balance out family. She has 5 kids. So we talked about that. And then we were able to learn more about what she's doing to help eradicate homelessness. So it was a really cool thing. So our lives are a little bit more like applicable to life, like how you're handling this and how do we then push it out and actually make the difference. So it's kind of our system. So if you want to join us on those, you're more than welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I absolutely love what you guys are doing here. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Thank you. We couldn't do it without you, though.
Yes.
You looked across the room like a year and a half ago and really like, and that was it. It's really, she's our person. Seriously, I knew instantly seeing you that you were going to be a part of our crowd. So
thank you.
And Lee just can't get rid of me after almost 28 years. So
I tried. No, not really.
You didn't.
I know. I've never tried.
Don't try to be tough here. Okay.
I know, right?
Well, Lee, do you want to finish us off by signing off?
I do.
Your famous line.
Yes. So thank you for joining us, and thank you, Jorjia, for being a guest on here. It was beautiful listening to your story and your big dream. And your big dream resonates with me. I'll just put this out there because I love horses, like love them. And one of my big dreams is to own a horse ranch. So we might even be able to,
Yes, we can partner.
Yes, exactly.
Georgia, Texas,
I love hearing that. Yes. So anyway, thank you. And we like to say, if we can do it, you can do it. So thank you so much and have a wonderful week.
Thank you.